Good morning and welcome back. Today we have a nice project, something that we've done a couple of, but we don't do many of. This is going to be an 8-foot tall wood privacy fence. We got our posts, we got a trailer loaded up with our posts right here. We'll show you the size. We were going to go with a 4x6 post, but we opted for the 6x6, which I think is going to be a lot better. The 4x6, it'll do it and it would be fine for an 8-foot fence, but this is going to be a lot more robust. These are 12 foot long. We're going to sink these about 4 foot in the ground or more, maybe 4.5 foot in the ground, and build an 8-foot tall privacy on top. Usually for a fence like this, you're going to need to get special permit or variance with the township, depending on where you're at, which we have done here. But not often that you need a ladder to build a fence, but we're going to need to be on a ladder to build this behemoth. So thought it'd be something fun and different for you guys to see. If you want to build one of your own, we'll try to include some tips and tricks, I guess, on how we do it, on things that you want to make sure that you do, or maybe you're just bored eating chips on the couch and want to watch somebody do something. So we'll be out here. We'll keep you tuned in, but this is the project of the week. We're going to be here all week. We'll try to make a nice video out of it, but should be pretty fun. See you guys out there. All right, we're in the woods a little bit. This is our starting post. Wanted to give you guys a little comparison here of the size of these posts going in the ground. Jared is a strong 6, probably 1 with boots on, maybe taller. That post is about 8 foot out of the ground. It's about 4 foot in the ground. 6x6. And this is our line here. We're going up the side. It's this home on the right and a commercial property on the left. So they want to kind of just have some privacy from this place of business. But look at this monster post. We had to hand dig this one back out here, but she is gonna be tall. You can pass with it. I'll spend your name on it. You can pass with it. I'll spend your name on it. You can pass with it. I'll spend your name on it. It's day 2. We're back, setting some posts. Jared, show them what we've got going on so far. We set, I think, about 15 yesterday. We could have done more, but we ran out of concrete. And we might have been a little tired.
No, we ran out of concrete.
Those suckers are not going anywhere. These are probably about 6 inches taller than they need to be. We're gonna put the top rail, then we'll cut all the tops to match. But it's coming out pretty nice. I'm glad we went with 6x6s instead of 4x6s. We've been marking these center to center right about 7'11" to 8 foot. And the 6x6 is nice because you'll have a big face to mount the 2x4s onto. It won't just be trying to mount on this much of a 2x4. You got tons of room. The line is pretty straight. I'd say we're within, what's the term that you always use, Jared? Tolerance. Yeah, we're probably within a 1/4 inch to an 1/8 inch tolerance on these posts off the line. But once you get these in the ground, there's not much room for adjustment because they're very hard to move around. But we got these pretty much dialed in on the line, but not a lot of room for error there. You don't want to have to pull these back out of the ground once they're in there 4 foot. Jared did that on his own. I don't know how he did it, but it was pretty nice. I'll show you what we're digging with today. This is just a older unit, Toro Dingo 222. I think this is a 9 or 10 inch auger that we've got on it. And we can get this about 4 foot down, but we still have to dig with the post hole diggers afterwards to clear out the holes and to even get deeper. It doesn't look like the post hole diggers are out there, but we're burying the handles on the post hole diggers. I mean, these posts are set deep, and that's what you're gonna wanna do if you're building a fence that's 8 foot tall. You're gonna wanna be 3.5, 4 feet. We're minimum 4 feet in the ground on these holes, so I'll try to get some videos of the process, laying stuff out today, but I'm gonna keep this going. Thanks for tuning in. See you guys out there. Okay, we're back, day 3. Today we got all the posts set, except for one. Don't bring it up. We're gonna set all the rails. So we set these posts up to approximate height because it's very hard to get these to the perfect depth with how big and heavy they are. So we set them all just a little bit tall so that we can put our top rail on, and then we can just go down this line and cut them with a chainsaw. We found where our height needs to be in order to have the picket stick over the top rail 6 inches. This is going to be where our top rail sits. We found this spot at the front of this line and at the end of this line. And we stretched the string line all the way down, checked our heights along the way, made sure the picket isn't going to be too high or too low. And this is going to be our guide for setting our top rail. So we just set our top rail to the string all the way down, and we're going to be nice and clean. Generally, we like to set these posts to height at the beginning, so you can just put the top rail at the top of the post and work from there, and it's perfect. But these are pretty tricky to set to the exact height, like I said, because of the size. So this is another method you can use. You can just run a string line all the way across the top, so you get a smooth, straight line for those top rails. So we'll get a little video putting these rails on. Not many times you need a ladder to put up rails, but we'll be on and off the ladder. Probably should have 2 ladders, but we're gonna find what works best and we'll figure it out. So there it is, step 1 of hanging rails. Well, here's the final fence. 8 foot tall, 6 by 6 posts, 4 2x4 rails the entire way. We had a little start and a stop at that tree there, but the rest was great. Board on board, all pine. We put the first layer on and then overlapped them, so you'll never be able to see through. Gives it some nice dimension. That makes me what, 4 foot tall? That seems taller than 8, doesn't it?
How tall are you actually?
With my boots on? 6 foot, maybe 6'1", maybe. But we also have maybe what, 8 to 12 inches at the bottom here at this spot. This is about the highest spot. We might be looking more like 9 foot here, 8.5. So she turned out pretty good.